Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm talking all about the skincare and hair care products that I love. I won't necessarily go through each category of product, but what I'm focusing on are the items that I have repurchased several times over the years. These are my tried and true, my handy dandy products that I just keep in my collection, and I want to share that with you. And there are timestamps down below. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. In honor of today's skincare and hair care theme, I'm not wearing any makeup. I filled in my eyebrows a little bit and put on a little bit of mascara. That's it. That's all I have going on. So this is the proof. The proof is in the pudding here. So let's go ahead and dive into the items that I love. Okay, the first item here is from Murad. This is the vitamin C under eye serum. Technically it's a serum, so you could go in with an eye cream over top if you need to, maybe in the winter. I like this on its own. It's an under eye brightening corrector, and it actually works. If you suffer from dark circles like I do, sometimes it's just genetics. It's just the bone structure, the pigmentation. You can have just some discoloration. This is an under eye corrector brightener, and it actually works. That's why it's here. I've been purchasing it for years now because there are many under eye creams that claim to brighten that don't do anything. This one does. It's wonderful. It's in a pump, so you don't spill. You don't have to. It feels very hygienic. You don't have to scoop anything out. And it has just a lovely texture. I find it moisturizing enough, but sometimes I do go in with a little bit of eye cream over top in the winter if I feel just particularly parched that day. Next up is the U Beauty Skin Conditioning Wash. This is technically a 2-in-1 cleanser. This is a makeup remover and a facial cleanser 2-in-1. It's great when you're wearing makeup. I use this as like the first step in my double cleanse. Technically, you can use only this to remove everything. I'm just very fastidious, and it's just a very luscious texture. It feels jelly, oily. It feels almost, you know how conditioner, like for hair, feels silky but not too greasy? This almost has a similar texture for your face, and my face never feels greasy after, nothing like that, but it feels silky and a little bit cocooning and nourishing at the same time. It's a great cleanser. I use it all the time. Even on days that I'm not wearing makeup, I'm still wearing sunscreen, so it's nice to just break down the sunscreen, before I go to bed at night. Next up from U Beauty as well, it's the Barrier Bioactive Treatment. This is a mask, and it's a bit pricey, but honestly, it's so worth it. I use it mostly in the evening, so I do 1 or 2 pumps all over face, neck, décolleté area, and it's just this intense, plumping, nourishing boost to my skin. And what I love is the next morning when I'm waking up and I'm going like this, on the island in the kitchen doing my coffee, I go like this and I look at my hand, and my hand still has a little bit of shine, not grease, but just that moisture, that replumping, that boost, that juice for my skin. It's still a little bit residual the next morning. So it's one of those masks that you go to bed with, you don't wash it off, which I love. I hate washing off a mask. I want to get my money's worth. And this one feels like I'm getting my money's worth, and it keeps acting all throughout the night. It's just like deeply reparative and restorative, and just makes my skin so plump and luscious and juicy the next day, which I quite enjoy. Next up is a mask that I do rinse off. This is the Chantecaille Hibiscus Smoothing Mask. This is an exfoliator. It's an enzymatic exfoliator. So the enzymes in the mask, you just massage it gently everywhere you want to exfoliate, and the enzymes just eat away the dead skin cells, the excess oil, the pollution, the gunk, everything that's clogged in your pores. It just gets rid of it. You leave it on for 10 minutes and then you rinse it off. Baby smooth skin, clean skin, but it's not stripping. Some exfoliators feel like, a bit too harsh, a bit too chemically. This one is very, very gentle. Even sensitive skins could use it. It doesn't cause any redness or irritation. It's just great. And I have repurchased that one. I couldn't even tell you. I don't know, 7, 8 times. Like, it's just one of those things that's always, always in my rotation. Next up is from Violette FR. This is the Boom Boom Milk. So this is a 3-in-1. It's a toner, it's a serum, and it's a moisturizer spray. Now, I don't use it as a moisturizer. It's a milky serum spray is the best way that I can describe it. So you spray it onto your face directly, or you can spray it into the palm of your hand and then press it onto your face just to get extra moisture. And I like to use it as an extremely moisturizing, conditioning face mist. This for me is perfect when I travel, when I go to the beach, when I'm out somewhere. So let's say I go and I splash around in the ocean. I go and rinse off, and then I spray this on my face because it's very soothing, it's very hydrating, and then after that I can reapply sunscreen. I sometimes get irritation, get redness, for whatever reason, too much sun, not enough sun, too much wind, not enough wind, whatever. I like this for travel purposes specifically because I just find it soothing and calming onto my skin. And they have travel sizes, which is great. And even though it says it's like a serum, toner, moisturizer, for me it's more just a serum toner. It's not quite enough moisture to be a moisturizer for me personally, but I think if you had very oily skin, you might be satisfied with it just on its own. Next up is the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Baume 5. So this is a French pharmacy staple. It comes in a little tube, and this is really fantastic as well for irritation, redness, even like little nicks, little burns, like very, very minor ones, but it's more for skin irritation, inflammation, redness. Again, this for me, when I travel, the tube is quite small, so the tube always stays in the little travel bag. And it's just perfect because whenever I travel, my skin just flares up. In whatever way I don't want it to, it flares up. And so it's just this really thick cocooning cream. What's interesting is that even though the cream is on the thicker side, it's more matte. When you blend it out, it doesn't look shiny, it doesn't look greasy, it actually looks more matte. So don't be worried about that. And it's also just great to do like once a week, once every couple of weeks after you exfoliate, just to do like a nice thick layer of that balm, just to cocoon and soothe and heal. It's great after the sun. It's great after any skin irritation. I don't know, sometimes if your skin just looks a little dull, a little dry, you just want to just, appease it, just, do something nice. This is just really great. It's very basic. It doesn't have any bells or whistles, but it's just a good staple. Next up is the Sisley Exfoliating Enzyme Mask. And this is similar-ish to the one from Chantecaille. To me, they're interchangeable. But the difference is the one from Chantecaille comes in a jar, and the one from Sisley comes in a tube, and it's a powder. So you dunk the product onto the palm of your hand, and then you activate it with some water, and it turns into a thicker paste, and then you just gently massage that onto your skin. You only leave it on for 1 minute because the one from Sisley is a little bit more powerful. The enzymes in there are just a bit more active, so you can only leave it on for 1 minute. You can't leave it on for 10. I've only ever done it for like a minute. I don't know what would happen if you leave it on for longer, but I would not recommend that. And again, it's an enzyme. So the enzymes just eat away all the gunk, all the debris, everything that's clogged into your pores. Then you rinse it off, and then you have beautiful, bright, clean looking skin. And it is clean. It's very healthy. It feels nice. It feels soft. So I love both the Chantecaille and the Sisley. I know it's very extra. I currently have both in my shower tree in the bathroom. Just, some days you feel like having one versus the other. The one from Sisley is faster. You massage 1 minute and then you rinse it off. Whereas the one from Chantecaille is a little bit more of a leisurely evening of doing a facial at home. Hi, it's me from the future. I forgot to mention the Shiseido Fresh Moisture SPF. This is the sunscreen that I'm wearing today. If you have oily skin, you may not like it as much because as you can see, it leaves a little bit of shine. I like the shine. I think it looks luminous and healthy, but keep that in mind. It's a really nice jelly moisturizer texture for an SPF. I love it. I've repurchased it, and I've also been very lucky that Shiseido has sent me some as well. But it's just one of those staples, no-brainer sunscreens that I think is just fantastic, and it leaves no white cast whatsoever. It's just a great SPF. Next up is the IS Clinical Perfecting SPF 40. So I have actually gotten quite good at reapplying sunscreen throughout the day, even when I'm wearing makeup. When I'm wearing makeup, it is a bit more challenging, but I have been experimenting with different methods. They have usually been sprays or powders. And I have to say, I love the one from IS Clinical. So what's interesting is when you buy it, you get a backup of the powder. And the powders have a little bit of tint to them. Not a lot, but there is a little bit of nuance there. So it looks almost like a brush, but it's just like these bristles. So you have to tap it upside down to get the powder at the bottom. And then you just swirl it over top of your face. And this goes really nicely over top of any makeup that I'm wearing. Doesn't matter how much or how little. It's just very easy to reapply. The tube itself is quite small. It fits very perfectly in a purse, even a little crossbody bag. It fits so nicely. So I'm able to just reapply sunscreen all day. When I'm on my hot girl summer walks, I can just reapply sunscreen on my face, on my neck. It's just nice. I usually just do mostly face because it's for days when I'm doing like a full face of makeup in the summer, which still happens. For my neck, sometimes I bring it down to my neck, or I just go with a regular sunscreen and I just sort of smush it around. But yeah, the one from IS Clinical is really, really good. All right, moving on to hair care. The first item here is from René Furterer. I think they're Swiss. Anyway, this is the Neo Pure Shampoo for Oily Scalp. I think one thing I could recommend for hair care in general is establishing what type of hair or what type of scalp you have. So for the longest time, I was convinced that I had dry scalp. Why? Well, I thought that I had a dry scalp because I have dry skin on my face. That's not how that works. I actually have an oily scalp, and I think it's because I have curly hair that I was able to not realize this, because curly hair really does hide a multitude of sins. I have cowlicks that you can't even tell. It just looks like volume. How would you tell? It's just, curly hair is a blessing in that way. But once I discovered that I actually have an oily scalp, I've been trying to use shampoos specifically for an oily scalp, and it's made a huge difference. Once you start addressing scalp health, everything starts to fall into place. And so I've been using the one from René Furterer, and I really like the Neo Pure line. They have one for oily or for dry scalp, and the one for oily scalp, it makes such a big difference. I just find that everything feels clean without being stripped. Some products out there to cleanse the scalp really leave you feeling like you have straw for hair. Everything just feels pulled and tight and just terrible. This does not feel like that. It just feels clean and fresh, and then I can just go on with styling products without having everything be bogged down. But another thing that I've been really enjoying from the same brand is their detangling spray. So this is a leave-in conditioner. Instead of using a traditional conditioner in the shower that I detangle in the shower and then rinse, I've been using the spray. And I think it's better. For the longest, my whole life, I've been using a conditioner in the shower, and I have curly hair, but it's very fine. I don't have very thick, coarse hair. So oftentimes, traditional conditioners tend to weigh down my hair, weigh down the curl, whereas the detangling spray, it's a leave-in spray. It has essential oils, it has lavender, it has rosemary, and those are just great for the scalp, great for the hair. And you shake it really well, give it a good shake, it's biphase, and then you spray, and then detangle. It's just a gorgeous result. So if you have fine hair, if you find that your hair is always falling flat, maybe consider a leave-in detangling spray. Okay, This next item, I think, is one of those like secret items that people just forget to think about, but this is actually a hair supplement. And I know the world of hair supplements can be a bit fraught, can be a bit sketchy at times. I completely understand that. I have been using this one from Nutrafol for at least a good 2 years, a solid 2 years. I've mentioned it, I think, only once or twice on my channel because I know the jury on hair supplements can be a little iffy sometimes. I get that. I personally have been using Nutrafol for women for over 2 years. I think it's a fantastic supplement. I don't see myself stopping this product anytime soon because I think that the results are fantastic. They have a couple products. They have, if I'm not mistaken, Nutrafol Women, Nutrafol Men, and then Nutrafol Menopause. I think they have other products as well, but these are just a supplement that you take. I take it in the morning with the rest of my medication. And the thing is, with this hair supplement, it takes like a solid, I would say at least 6, 7, 9 months to see the difference. Like, it actually does regrow hair. Like, I have so many more baby hairs than I used to, and some of the baby hairs now are just so long. Like, this is a pretty short baby hair. Like, this is new hair. Look at how long that is. And this is just the same everywhere. The thing is, I will never be one of those people that has like a super thick, luscious scalp. You know those people that when they part their hair, they can't even see scalp? That will never be me, but you see less scalp than you did before, which is fine. Sometimes you just have to meet yourself halfway, and I think that this supplement really works. I've been using it for over 2 years. I think it's fantastic. You do have to commit to using it. Like, if you try it once for a month and then you don't see results, you're not going to see results because it doesn't work that quickly. It really is several months. But if you're someone who is tired of seeing like too much scalp at the part, I think that this is worth it. And I just find that it has given me so much extra hair. Like, these are just like baby hairs, and there's just so much more hair than there used to be. So yeah, I would say that this one works really nicely. Okay, next up is a styling cream. This is from the brand EVO. I believe this is an Australian brand, but it's available worldwide now. And this is the Liquid Rollers Curling Balm. So this is what I used on my hair this morning. I use like a pretty generous amount. I'm not very shy with it. And I scrunch it everywhere. And I have to say, I don't color my hair. This is my natural hair color. I'm sure once I start to get grays, I will commit to dyeing it on a regular basis. But until then, knock on wood, this is just the hair color that I have. You can see the health, the shine, everything. And I find that the roller curl balm activates the curl without being too defined. Again, I have more fine hair, so I want some definition, but not too strong because that sort of weighs everything down. This just defines it, keeps it bouncy. It's not crunchy, it's bouncy, it's healthy. It gives me, everything that I want. Another important product that I use is the Olaplex number 9. This is a heat protectant and also frizz reducing serum. So I use the curling balm, and then I also put the heat protectant. I scrunch it everywhere that I'm going to use the blow dryer. And I do find that the heat protectant helps with split ends. If you have split ends, you probably use a hair dryer, a curling iron, a straightener. That's just the reality. Using a heat protectant is really important just to keep the hair healthy and shiny and lush, and just to be able to keep that length without having to chop everything off. One thing that I've been doing is my hair dryer currently is an older one. It's an old one from the pharmacy. I bought it probably a decade ago. I am planning on buying something a little bit more finessed at the next Sephora sale. All that to say, a lot of the older, less expensive hair dryers, they're not great at regulating temperature. So even if you're putting it at medium, you don't really know what medium is. Or if you're putting it at the highest heat temperature, it may actually be cooking your hair. So I'm trying to keep, well, actually, I've been doing this for several months now. I keep it low, either the low or the medium heat, because I don't exactly know how hot my hair dryer is getting, and that leads to more split ends and breakage. And the other day I just tried putting it on full blast, like for old time's sake, and I got this instant smell of burnt hair. So if you have an older hair dryer like I do, maybe consider putting it on the medium heat setting. I still put it on like the most air, but I don't put it at the highest temperature. And then when the Sephora sale comes, I'm going to get a nicer one because the newer models are just better at regulating how much heat your hair is getting. So keep that in mind. I also love the Christophe Robin Volumizing and Cleansing Paste. This is a paste, it's like a hair treatment, scalp treatment, if you will. And you leave it on for like 10 minutes maybe. It really helps lift the root. Something about the paste thoroughly cleanses the scalp and the roots, but it also adds a little bit of volume. I think it's the fact that you're cleansing and getting rid of buildup that adds volume, because since you're getting rid of so much buildup, your hair has time to bounce and not be weighed down. I love this paste. This was an item that I was really on the fence about purchasing for a long time because it kind of seemed like a lot of like rainbow glitter, like marketing basically. I wasn't sure if it was going to actually work. It does work. It works really well. It's not a miracle by any means, but I do like to use it every couple of weeks. You know, these are types of products you're meant to use once a week. I'll be honest with you, sometimes I forget. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3 weeks, and then I remember to use it, but when I do, I'm like, oof, everything looks so lush and lovely. And last but not least is the Pureology Hydrating Hair Mask. So I use this directly after I use the Christophe Robin Volumizing and Cleansing Paste. I focus it specifically on the ends here, especially if I have split ends. I just do like a nice thick slather of this, leave it on for 10 minutes in the shower, and then rinse it off. It hydrates the hair. It's not too heavy. It just continues the shine, the lusciousness, the healthiness of the hair without weighing my hair down. And I use this like every other week, every 3 weeks, you know, whenever I can think of it basically. And yeah, these are the skincare and hair care products that I love. If you've noticed, I didn't include a moisturizer because I've tried a lot of moisturizers. I've liked a lot, but one that I love and just go back to, I don't know. There are some that I've repurchased, but I haven't found the one when it comes to moisturizers. I keep trying new ones, so that's why I didn't include one today. And like I stated, this wasn't going to go through like every single category. It's just the items that I repurchase without even thinking or blinking. They're always in the cart as soon as there's a sale available. Anyway, let me know what you think of this video today. Let me know if you'd like to see more skincare or hair care content here on my channel. If so, let me know how you would like to see that. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.